Welcome back to today's video, where we dive deep into the fascinating world of numismatics and uncover the hidden treasures within one of the most collected coins in American history, the United States Washington quarter dollar. In this episode, we'll be exploring the 7 most expensive and valuable quarter dollar coins that have captured the attention of collectors, investors, and history enthusiasts alike. From their rich historical background and striking designs to their scarcity and pristine condition and the incredible market values they command today, these coins tell more than just the story of currency. They reflect America's heritage, artistry, and evolving economy. Whether struck in silver or clad, marked with rare eras, or preserved in exceptional condition, each of these quarters holds a unique appeal that makes it highly sought after in the modern coin market. So sit back and join us as we walk through the history, rarity, and worth of these iconic coins, and discover what makes them not just pocket change, but priceless pieces of American legacy. Let's get started. First up, in the 1984, the Washington quarter dollar, struck at the Denver Mint, has earned a respected place among modern collectible quarters due to its combination of historical significance, distinctive design, and occasional rarity in higher grades. While not as widely celebrated as earlier silver quarters, this coin holds strong appeal to collectors who focus on later 20th century U.S. coinage, particularly those interested in building complete sets of Washington quarters. Over time, high-quality examples, especially those free of circulation wear, have become increasingly sought after, reflecting the growing demand for well-preserved coins from this transitional era in U.S. minting history. When considering the historical context, the 1984 D quarter was part of the long-running Washington quarter series that began in 1932, created to honor the bicentennial of George Washington's birth. By 1984, the series had shifted away from silver content, instead using a copper-nickel-clad composition that became the standard from 1965 onward. This transition mirrored larger economic shifts in U.S. coinage, as silver was removed due to rising bullion costs. The Denver Mint, marked by its D Mint mark, was a central facility in producing these quarters, distributing them widely for everyday commerce across the United States. Though not tied to a commemorative event, the 1984 D reflects an era of consistency in American currency, representing both stability and change in how coins were made and used. The coin retains the classic portrait of George Washington on the obverse, designed by sculptor John Flanagan. Washington's dignified profile face is left, framed by the inscriptions "Liberty," "In God We Trust," and the date, 1984. The reverse features the iconic heraldic eagle, wings outstretched, standing on a bundle of arrows with olive branches below, a powerful image symbolizing both national strength and peace. Struck in a copper-nickel-clad alloy, the quarter measures 24.3 millimeters in diameter and weighs 5.67 grams, standard for all circulating quarters of its era. While these design elements were familiar, collectors appreciate well-struck examples with sharp details, minimal bag marks, and a clean, lustrous surface that allows the artistry of Flanagan's design to stand out. Rarity plays a nuanced role in the desirability of the 1984 D quarter. With a mintage exceeding 500 million coins, the piece is not rare in absolute terms, but condition and specific varieties make certain examples stand out. Circulated pieces remain common and generally hold face value, but uncirculated coins with brilliant luster are far scarcer, especially those graded at MS-66 and above. Some collectors also prize era varieties, such as off-center strikes or double dies, which can significantly elevate a coin's rarity and market appeal. The challenge of finding pristine coins free of scratches, dings, or discoloration is what makes top-graded examples so valuable. The market value of the 1984 D Washington quarter varies widely depending on condition. Circulated pieces typically trade at face value, while mint state examples certified by grading services such as PCGS or NGC command much higher prices. In MS-65 condition, these quarters can fetch between $15 and $30, while exceptional pieces graded MS-67 or higher may sell for $400 or more at auction. Era coins, or those with exceptional eye appeal, such as deep luster or attractive tunning, may command even higher premiums, with some rarities pushing into the $1,000 range. The upward trend in value reflects both the difficulty in sourcing top-grade specimens and the growing popularity of modern U.S. coinage among dedicated collectors. For collectors seeking to add a 1984 D quarter to their collection, attention to detail is critical. Certification by reputable grading services provides assurance of authenticity and condition, which is especially important when pursuing higher-value specimens. Collectors are advised to look for sharp strikes, minimal contact marks, and original mint luster, as these factors heavily influence grade and value. Storage in protective holders or slabs will help preserve the coin's condition over time, shielding it from environmental damage. Collectors may find opportunities through coin shows, reputable dealers, or online auctions, though patience is often required to secure a truly exceptional example. The 1984 D Washington Quarter is not only a collectible in its own right, but also a meaningful part of the broader Washington Quarter series. It represents the enduring legacy of Washington's image on American coinage and the shift from precious metal to more economical materials in the nation's circulating money. Its appeal lies in both its historical continuity and the challenge it poses to collectors seeking high-grade examples. Unlike earlier silver issues, its value stems less from intrinsic metal content and more from rarity in pristine condition and collector enthusiasm. The 1984 D Washington Quarter stands as a compelling piece for numismatists who appreciate the artistry, history, and subtle rarities of late 20th century U.S. coinage. While common in circulation, its allure at the higher end of the grading spectrum and in rare era varieties gives it a strong presence in the numismatic market. Collectors who secure top-quality examples are not only preserving a piece of American history, but also investing in a coin with proven potential for future appreciation. For both seasoned collectors and those new to Washington Quarters, the 1984 D offers a rewarding pursuit, an unassuming yet valuable reminder of the enduring legacy of American coinage. Next up in the 1970 D Washington Quarter dollar is one of the most intriguing coins from the modern U.S. numismatic series, representing both a historical moment in American coinage and a prized treasure for collectors. Struck at the Denver Mint, this quarter carries the iconic D Mint mark and stands out not only for its role in the ongoing circulation of Washington Quarters, but also for the valuable varieties and high-grade examples that have captivated collectors. Its appeal lies in the intersection of rarity, quality, and the enduring legacy of the Washington Quarter design, which has remained a cornerstone of U.S. coinage since its introduction in 1932. For numismatists, the 1970 D Quarter embodies the excitement of discovering hidden value in coins that once passed unnoticed through everyday commerce. When considering the historical context of the 1970 D Quarter, it is important to recognize its place within the transitional era of U.S. coinage. By this time, silver had been fully removed from circulating quarters, with copper-nickel-clad compositions becoming the standard after 1965. The Denver Mint was tasked with striking large quantities of these coins for circulation, making them common in everyday transactions. Yet this was also a period marked by heightened interest in coin collecting, as Americans adjusted to the disappearance of silver coins and began searching for collectible varieties in their pocket change. The 1970 D Quarter reflects this cultural backdrop, a coin produced for the masses that has, over time, gained a reputation for its valuable rarities and exceptional collector demand. The 1970 D Washington Quarter maintains the classic imagery that has defined the series for decades. On the obverse, George Washington's portrait faces left, designed by John Flanagan, with the inscriptions Liberty above, In God We Trust to the left, and the date 1970 below. The reverse features the heraldic eagle with outstretched wings, perched on a bundle of arrows and surrounded by olive branches, symbolizing strength and peace. Struck in a copper-nickel-clad composition weighing 5.67 grams with a diameter of 24.3 millimeters, the coin lacks precious metal content but retains strong numismatic appeal. In pristine examples, especially those with sharp strikes and brilliant luster, the artistry of the Washington Quarter shines, making high-grade 1970 D pieces especially desirable. The rarity of the 1970 D quarter does not stem from low mintage numbers, as over 417 million coins were struck that year, but rather from the quality and specific varieties that exist within the issue. The most notable are minting errors and double die varieties that command strong premiums in the numismatic market. Additionally, finding an example in superb condition, graded MS67 or higher by professional grading services, is exceedingly rare given the coin's heavy circulation. The scarcity of high-grade survivors elevates their desirability, turning an otherwise common circulation issue into a highly sought-after collector's item. In terms of market value, the 1970 D Washington Quarter demonstrates a wide range depending on condition and variety. Circulated examples typically hold only face value, but in higher uncirculated grades, values can reach into the hundreds of dollars. For instance, coins graded MS66 often trade in the $50-100 range, while those at MS67 may bring $1,000 or more at auction. Certain rare error varieties, such as double dies, can push values significantly higher, with some collectors willing to pay premiums well above typical price guides. The market trend for these coins shows steady appreciation, particularly as fewer high-grade examples remain available to collectors. For collectors, identifying and acquiring a premium 1970 D quarter requires both diligence and knowledge. Close examination for die varieties, such as doubling or other striking anomalies, can reveal hidden treasures. Certification by reputable grading services like PCGS or NGC is essential when purchasing higher-value specimens, as this ensures authenticity and protects against counterfeits or misattributed varieties. Proper storage is also critical, as preserving the coin's luster and surface quality directly impacts its long-term value. Collectors often recommend airtight holders or archival quality flips to prevent environmental damage. Auctions, specialized coin dealers, and coin shows remain some of the best venues for locating high-quality 1970 D quarters. Beyond its role as a collectible, the 1970 D Washington Quarter also represents a fascinating study in how everyday objects can transition into rare and desirable artifacts over time. Millions of these coins once jingled through pockets, vending machines, and cash registers across America, but today, collectors hunt tirelessly for the small fraction that survived in pristine condition. This transformation from common circulation coin to coveted collectible underscores the unpredictability of numismatics. What was once ordinary can, under the right circumstances, become extraordinary. For many enthusiasts, this element of discovery adds to the thrill of the hunt, as the 1970 D quarter offers the possibility of uncovering hidden value in what might appear to be an unremarkable coin. Another layer of importance lies in the quarter's connection to the broader American coin collecting tradition, which grew substantially during the mid to late 20th century. By the 1970s, the Washington Quarter had become a staple in nearly every collection, admired for its longevity and familiar design. The Denver Mint's role in producing the 1970 D quarter ties into this narrative, as it consistently delivered high-volume issues that ensured widespread availability. Yet despite this abundance, the rarity of top-quality examples has elevated this coin status, making it a symbol of how condition and variety can outweigh sheer numbers in determining value. This dynamic ensures that the 1970 D Washington Quarter will continue to hold a special place in the numismatic world, appealing to both seasoned collectors and newcomers alike. The enduring appeal of the 1970 D Washington Quarter lies in its blend of history, artistry, and opportunity for discovery. While it may not hold the intrinsic silver value of earlier quarters, it has carved out its place in numismatic history through its rare varieties and the challenge of finding pristine examples. Collectors are drawn not only to its role in the Washington Quarter series, but also to the thrill of securing a coin that stands above millions of ordinary counterparts. Its value is strengthened by both scarcity in top condition and the enthusiasm of a collector base that continues to expand. The 1970 D Washington quarter dollar is far more than just a piece of circulating coinage. It is a testament to the evolving history of U.S. money, a showcase of classic design, and a collector's challenge with significant rewards. Its historical context reflects a transitional moment in American coinage. Its features embody timeless artistry, and its rarity in superior grades ensures ongoing demand. For collectors at any level, this coin offers both a fascinating story and a sound investment, reinforcing why it remains one of the most valuable quarters from the modern era. Next up in the 1968 Washington quarter, without a mint mark, represents one of the most fascinating entries in the modern era of American numismatics. To collectors, it holds a special place not merely as a continuation of the Washington quarter series, but as a piece tied to a significant shift in U.S. coinage. While Washington quarters from this year were struck in multiple mints, the Philadelphia issues stand out because they lack a mint mark, a common feature for Philadelphia minted coins of the period. Today, high-grade specimens and era varieties from 1968 without a mint mark have become highly desirable, sought after both for their relative scarcity in pristine condition and their role in the narrative of America's circulating coinage after the Silver Era. This mix of accessibility and prestige makes the coin a centerpiece for many collectors who wish to connect with the transition period of U.S. coin history. Historically, the 1968 Washington quarter must be understood in the context of the sweeping changes in U.S. coin production during the mid-1960s. In 1965, silver was removed from circulating quarters, and a copper-nickel-clad composition was introduced to meet rising demand and avoid hoarding of precious metals. By 1968, the United States Mint had resumed placing mint marks on coins after a brief suspension, though Philadelphia continued its tradition of issuing coins without one. The Washington quarter design itself, originally introduced in 1932 to honor George Washington's bicentennial, carried forward with little alteration. The Philadelphia strikes of 1968, therefore, symbolize both continuity and change, marking the return of mint marks at other facilities and the cementing of the clad composition as the new standard. From a design standpoint, the 1968 no mint mark quarter retains the artistry of John Flanagan's original model. The obverse features the dignified bust of George Washington with the inscriptions Liberty, In God We Trust, and the year 1968. The reverse displays the heraldic eagle with wings outstretched, perched on a bundle of arrows with olive branches beneath, symbols of strength and peace. Struck from a copper-nickel-clad composition over a pure copper core, the coin weighs 5.67 grams and measures 24.3 millimeters in diameter. While the design is familiar, coins from 1968 in high mint state grades often exhibit a sharper strike and more lustrous surfaces, distinguishing them from the more heavily circulated examples still found in change. Proof versions struck at San Francisco also add to the year's allure, though Philadelphia circulation strikes remain especially prized without a mint mark. Rarity is one of the strongest drivers of value for the 1968 no mint mark Washington quarter. Although Philadelphia produced millions of these coins, the true scarcity lies in their survival in pristine condition. Circulation wear was common, and the soft copper-nickel surfaces were easily abraded, meaning only a small fraction exist today in mint state 66 or higher. Even fewer can be found with strong eye appeal, minimal contact marks, or full detail on Washington's hair and the eagle's feathers. Era varieties, such as off-center strikes or doubled dies, can command significant premiums when authenticated. For collectors, the rarity lies not in raw mintage figures, but in the preservation of exceptional quality examples that stand out in the grading census. In terms of market value, a circulated 1968 no mint mark Washington quarter generally trades close to its face value, but the story changes dramatically with high-grade certified specimens. Coins graded MS-65 can range from $40 to $70, while MS-66 examples often reach into the $100 to $200 range. depending on luster and strike. At the very top end, MS-67 specimens can bring prices exceeding $1,000, especially when sold at major numismatic auctions. Proof-like circulation strikes and dramatic error pieces can also push values even higher, making this coin one of the more surprising performers in the Cladera quarter series. The strong demand among Washington quarter specialists and registry set collectors has further fueled appreciation for these high-grade coins. For collectors considering adding the 1968 no-mint mark quarter to their holdings, a few strategies stand out. First, focus on certified coins graded by reputable third-party services such as PCGS or NGC, as this ensures authenticity and accurate condition assessment. Pay attention to details such as strike sharpness and overall eye appeal, since these factors significantly impact value. Collectors may wish to explore auctions or specialized dealers for the best chance of locating premium specimens. Proper storage is also crucial. Coins should be kept in airtight holders, away from humidity and direct light, to prevent spotting or surface damage. Finally, networking with other enthusiasts through coin clubs or numismatic forums can open opportunities to learn more and acquire rare examples. The 1968 no-mint mark Washington quarter also reflects broader trends in American economic and cultural history. The late 1960s were years of great change in the United States, marked by social movements, technological advancements, and shifts in monetary policy. The decision to permanently transition away from silver coinage was more than a practical economic measure. It symbolized the modernization of U.S. money in a world that was rapidly embracing industrialization and cost efficiency. Owning a 1968 quarter from Philadelphia, therefore, is not just about collecting a coin, but about holding a fragment of an era defined by transformation and resilience in American society. Collectors are also drawn to the 1968 no-mint mark quarter because of its role within the larger Washington quarter series, which ran uninterrupted from 1932 to 1998 before the launch of the state quarters program. In that span, certain years and mint marks emerged as more valuable due to their scarcity, while others, like 1968, developed value based on condition rarity and registry competition. This places the coin in a unique position. While not scarce in raw numbers, it becomes exceptionally rare when evaluated through the lens of numismatic grading standards. As registry collecting has grown in popularity, coins like the 1968 Philadelphia quarter have seen their prices rise steadily, as enthusiasts strive to assemble the finest possible graded sets. Looking forward, the appeal of the 1968 no-mint mark Washington quarter is unlikely to diminish. Its combination of history, artistry, and scarcity in top condition ensures that it will remain a staple in numismatic circles. As more collectors enter the field, particularly younger generations inspired by modern series like the State Quarters and America the Beautiful program, interest in earlier Cladera issues has increased. This broader appreciation elevates coins like the 1968 quarter from being overlooked pieces of pocket change to recognized treasures within the hobby. For both seasoned investors and casual enthusiasts, it represents an opportunity to secure a tangible, enduring piece of U.S. history that continues to grow in esteem and value with each passing year. What makes the 1968 no-mint mark Washington quarter particularly appealing is how it bridges different eras of American coinage. It reflects the end of silver in everyday currency, the return of mint marks across most denominations, and the resilience of Flanagan's classic design. For newer collectors, it provides an accessible yet historically meaningful entry point. For advanced numismatists, it offers the thrill of the hunt for superbly preserved examples, elusive errors, and registry-level gems. This layered appeal ensures that the coin maintains strong relevance across the numismatic community. The 1968 no-mint mark Washington quarter is far more than just a common circulation coin. It embodies the transitional story of American coinage in the late 1960s while offering remarkable value potential for those who can locate examples in the highest grades. With its historical resonance, attractive design, and growing recognition in the collector market, it continues to stand out as a piece that rewards both study and acquisition. Whether pursued as a single highlight in a U.S. quarter collection or as part of a broader numismatic journey, the 1968 Philadelphia quarter, without a mint mark, underscores the enduring power of American coinage to combine history, artistry, and investment in a single small object. Next up in the 1990 D. Washington quarter with the Denver Mint mark holds a distinctive position within the Washington Quarter series, and among modern collectors, it has gained a reputation for being far more than just another late 20th century circulation coin. While millions were struck for everyday commerce, certain high-grade examples, as well as rare varieties and errors, have transformed this issue into one of surprising significance in the numismatic marketplace. For collectors who seek coins that bridge the world of common circulation with rarefied investment value, the 1990 D quarter represents a fascinating case study. Its importance lies not only in its role within the enduring Washington Quarter series, but also in its unexpected climb in market desirability when found in superb condition or with unique striking anomalies. The 1990 D quarter was struck during a period when the U.S. Mint was firmly in the era of copper, nickel-clad coinage, a transition that had begun in 1965 when rising silver prices forced the elimination of silver from circulating quarters. The Denver Mint, known for producing vast numbers of coins intended for commerce, struck these coins in huge quantities, meaning they were originally thought to be of little numismatic consequence. However, history often lends significance to pieces once overlooked, and in this case, the 1990 D quarter emerged as a marker of late Cold War era America, a time when coinage was reflecting efficiency and durability rather than artistry or precious metal content. It was minted against the backdrop of a world in transition, where the role of everyday coinage continued to evolve. The coin's design follows the long-standing template of the Washington Quarter, with John Flanagan's portrait of George Washington dominating the obverse. The reverse, featuring the eagle with outstretched wings perched on a bundle of arrows surrounded by olive branches, underscores the dual themes of strength and peace. Struck in a copper, nickel-clad composition, the coin weighs 5.67 grams and measures 24.3 min diameter. While on the surface, these details make it appear as just another modern quarter, what sets it apart is the remarkable eye appeal it can possess when preserved in pristine condition. High-quality examples display strong strikes, crisp detailing in Washington's hair and the eagle's feathers, and a brilliance that makes them stand out sharply against the wear and tear of their circulated counterparts. Rarity for the 1990 D quarter does not come from its overall mintage. After all, hundreds of millions were produced, but rather from the challenge of finding well-preserved coins that have survived the rigors of circulation. Mint state examples graded MS66 or higher by professional grading services like PCGS and NGC are scarce, with MS67 coins being particularly rare and commanding significant premiums. Even more elusive are error varieties, such as off-center strikes, double dies, or coins struck on the wrong planchet. These anomalies can elevate a seemingly ordinary modern coin into the realm of numismatic treasure, providing collectors with the thrill of rarity where it is least expected. In terms of market value, circulated 1990 D quarters are worth only their face value, but the picture changes dramatically in higher grades. Mint State 65 examples can fetch between $20 and $40, while MS66 pieces often climb into the $100 range. At the top of the grading spectrum, MS67 specimens can sell for $1,000 or more at major auctions, with record-setting examples occasionally exceeding those figures depending on demand and bidding intensity. Error coins, particularly those with dramatic visual appeal, can range anywhere from a few $100s to several thousand, depending on the nature of the error and its visibility. These values underscore how a coin, initially thought to be pedestrian, can, under the right circumstances, become highly valuable. The 1990 D Washington Quarter also embodies an important educational role for collectors and historians alike. It reminds us that even the most ordinary pocket change can become a portal to history and craftsmanship when studied closely. Coins like the 1990 D offer a chance to examine the technical standards of the U.S. Mint during the late 20th century, providing insight into die production, planchet quality, and striking consistency. For many, this coin becomes a springboard into broader collecting pursuits, sparking an appreciation for the subtleties that separate a common circulation piece from a true numismatic rarity. Another aspect that enhances the appeal of the 1990 D quarter is its placement in the larger timeline of American coinage. Just 9 years later, in 1999, the U.S. Mint would launch the 50-state quarters program, which revitalized public interest in collecting and fundamentally changed the modern coin market. As a result, coins like the 1990 D are now viewed as transitional pieces from the pre-statehood era, bridging the traditional eagle reverse design with the explosion of creativity and demand that would come at the end of the decade. Collectors often seek these coins as last of the old guard issues before the dramatic expansion of quarter varieties in the new millennium. The Denver mint mark also plays a role in the coin's charm, as many collectors enjoy tracing regional minting histories. Denver, established as a branch mint in the early 20th century, became known for its efficient and high-volume production. Coins bearing the D mint mark often carry with them a sense of rugged durability, reflecting both the Western roots of the mint and its importance in supplying America with coinage during times of growing commerce. For collectors focusing on mint mark sets or those who have a regional connection to the Denver Mint, the 1990 D quarter provides a satisfying piece that ties modern numismatics to a century-old tradition of coin production in the United States. The 1990 D Washington quarter stands as a coin that rewards patience, study, and careful collecting strategies. It is not a coin one stumbles upon in everyday change with great value, but in the right condition or with the right striking anomaly, it emerges as a centerpiece of a modern quarter collection. Its rise in desirability underscores a broader truth within numismatics. The greatest treasures are often hidden in plain sight. For collectors willing to look beyond silver content or early mint dates, the 1990 D quarter proves that even recent coins have the potential to inspire admiration, achieve high market values, and contribute meaningfully to the fascinating mosaic of American coinage history. For collectors seeking to add a 1990 D quarter to their holdings, careful attention must be paid to quality and authenticity. Certification from a trusted grading service is highly recommended, as it assures not only the grade, but also the legitimacy of the coin. Collectors should look for examples with minimal contact marks, strong luster, and sharp strike details. Proper storage in climate-controlled environments, such as inert holders or slabs, is critical for preserving the coin's appearance. Acquiring these coins often requires persistence, as high-grade examples do not surface frequently, and patience at auctions or dealings with established numismatic firms can be key to success. The 1990 D quarter illustrates the fascinating reality that value in numismatics does not always stem from age or precious metal content. Instead, it is a coin's condition, rarity of high-grade examples, and presence of unusual varieties that fuel its desirability. For those who collect Washington quarters, this piece represents a bridge between the earlier silver issues and the later statehood quarters, making it a crucial part of the modern series. It also serves as an example of how coins minted in vast numbers can still yield prized rarities, offering valuable lessons to collectors about attention to detail and market dynamics. The 1990 D Washington quarter is far more than a common coin from a modern era of high mintages. Its historical context, combined with its design legacy, rarity in top conditions, and strong market performance, have ensured it a lasting place in numismatic circles. For new collectors, it provides a gateway into the world of modern U.S. coinage and the thrill of the hunt for quality examples. For seasoned enthusiasts, it offers the opportunity to own a coin whose value has consistently proven itself in the marketplace. Whether viewed as a historical artifact, a work of circulating art, or an investment vehicle, the 1990 D Washington quarter remains a compelling piece that continues to capture attention and admiration in today's active coin market.